Hi, everybody. Welcome to GSX 2019 Chicago, our first show of the day. What's your name, young lady?
Rosanna Pellegrino with
Carson,
Digital Defense.
DigitalDefense.com, that's right. What do you guys do?
We do vulnerability management for organizations, helping them secure their environment. So, just a myriad of different offerings for them to be able to identify their assets, identify the risks of their assets, and then how do you go remediate in those assets. And one of the new things that we've announced is the ability to map your environment.
Okay.
You go out, and there's, other mapping tools that'll lay out your infrastructure and the mapping. What we do is we actually have it part of and look at it from a risk perspective. So where your vulnerabilities sit and map those out for your environment so that you can then take a look and say, okay, I need to go remediate this one because it's open versus this one is behind a firewall, and kind of help contextualize the data for them.
Now here at the show, we have, the physical security people, right? Quote, physical security. But what's not the Internet of Things? What's not on the network these days? Everything's on the network. I mean,
everything.
All
the
endpoints.
Refrigerator is on the network.
I'm afraid it's going to kill me one day if I don't order the right milk. I know that's going to happen, right?
Right.
Speak to some of the physical people here to help them understand how we translate what you do towards the physical security side. I think they might find that interesting. So if you have an access control system, it's connected to the net, It's a vulnerability.
Exactly. So, you have your doors, your lights, your equipment, everything's connected to that same infrastructure and framework within your organization. So everything's connected to that backbone. So if an adversary wants, they get connected and they can unlock your doors, walk in, they could do a myriad of different things within your environment with an IoT, compromised devices, your manufacturing devices are connected. If anybody wanted to sabotage, they could quickly and easily identify that weakest link in your environment and bring it down and cost you millions.
So I like the vulnerability mapping idea because we're taking somebody that maybe does not have their giant IT staff, right? Maybe a manufacturing company doesn't have a giant staff. Is digital defense going to work for somebody like that where, if you have your basic skills, you're plugging it in, and they can see these threats and vulnerabilities on their dashboard pretty easily?
Anything that has an IP address, we will be able to map and see within the environment.
Okay.
So for them, they'll be able to see, okay, these are my IoT devices, these are my printers, my phones, my laptops, and this is a BYOD device that's connected.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to understand and correlate that information for them. So, it's all about understanding what is connected. If you read anything about best practices for security, it's knowing what you've got. And same thing with physical security. You need to know where your doors and windows are.
Right.
So you need to know what those IP addresses are to allow you access into that environment.
And you guys have been around how long?
Almost 20 years.
See, 20 years, that's crazy. In that environment, that's like 100 years. You should be in the Smithsonian or something. That's fantastic.
Personally, maybe, but yeah.
Now, what were you doing 20 years ago, though? Now, that's interesting, because 20 years ago, we had kind of not all this Internet of Things.
Correct, that's great. So our core staff and founders came out of Cyber Command, which is out of San Antonio.
Oh.
It's a large Air Force base in San Antonio. So a lot of the core guys came out of that. And we're doing initially pen testing. 20 years ago, who thought about pen testing?
Exactly, who thought of that? That's right.
And as the industry grew, they discovered that some of the tools that were out there in the market weren't scalable or being able to provide the right data for them to be able to do great pen testing, which is fundamentally at our core. And that's how Frontline.cloud was evolved, is based on the need that the pen testers have. We still have a core team of pen testers and analysts and researchers, but everything kind of rolls up into our Frontline platform.
Fantastic. Rosanna Pellegrino, DigitalDefense.com.
DigitalDefense.com.
You guys here at GSX 2019, check it out. And if you have an endpoint on your network, which everybody does, by the way, this might be something you guys want to look at. Back in a minute here at GSX 2019 in beautiful